Good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you are, and welcome to Requiem for London Chronicles, the City of Martyrs. And we begin a scene back at the Hidden Alley, the Magician's Knob pub. And we see our players, our kindred, enter this marketplace, this neutral territory, where the mage, Ashwood, dwells and protects. But as they enter the market, it's the similar sights as they've had before, similar feelings, similar sensations, but the market's more empty. It's as if people are starting to kind of pack away things, starting to move out. There's a more rushed or heavy movement in the market. And as the players go in, more posters have been placed up on the walls, and this time it's graffiti as well, of long tooths out, death to the immortals. These graffiti words seem to be scattered all over the place, and people avoid you. People kind of stay away from you, don't look at you, and the place is becoming somewhat destitute, somewhat more empty. And this is what you see before you enter the pub. And I don't know if you're coming together, going to the pub together, or separately. I'll leave it to both of your characters to describe your thoughts and feelings as you get here.
Emily has just been getting a bit more substance for the night, and she, of all places in this city, she's taken the sheriff's words to heart, and she needs to talk with some people and find out exactly how the hell she's going to get influence somewhere, which is something she has to deal with. But oh well, she's making her way, and she will just she's been wearing a scarf covering the bottom of her face. Just as she enters the pub, she removes the scarf, and it reveals a lower jaw and a throat that has this very visible, almost Frankenstein scar going all the way down, where she's been, well, where new skin has been grafted on. It's quite clear that it doesn't really fit the rest of her skin complexion, and it looks bizarre. It looks, well, quite drastic, let's say. But she doesn't seem to pay too much mind. She comes in and she just sits down for the moment, just looks around at people.
Okay, and we'll go to our other character as they, not perhaps at the same time, perhaps beforehand. We'll deal with it as you go. How our other kindred, as they enter the Hidden Alley, reacts?
Going through the market, James is, looking at these graffitis, these posters, whatever they are, long tooth, immortals get out, almost smirking to himself, like this is the thing silly children does. Silly children that can't fight for themselves. Silly children in losing war. He doesn't care about the destitute of this market. He never really liked the market in the first place. It's an obvious reach of the masquerade. Should anyone not embraced into this world come in here, they would surely be in for a surprise. And he's just walking towards the Magician's Knob, taking his sweet time and looking at people. And he kind of revels in the fact that people shy away from him. He kind of likes it.
And yeah, as you go through, you had a very different approach last time. You see, this time, yeah, they fear you, walk away from you, they then go near you, and as you both kind of enter the Magician's Knob, the pub itself, you find a very different scene. It's as if a lot of the customers or clientele aren't there anymore. There's a few drags and dregs, people that seem just to be passed out on the table, other people who seem to be nowhere else to go. And as you're looking around the bar, both of you, you'll find the manager himself, and he seems to be having this heated argument with an individual that really stands out. And of course, he stands out as a kindred. Then he flares his beast about, and his beast has this real angry, heavy feel to it, and yet still has that similar feeling of decay and depth that you have both. I think both of you have felt before, and you see this kindred before you. He seems to be arguing with Ashwood about a certain episode, a certain fact that happened to his sister. He keeps crying out, "What happened to my sister? Where is my sister?" And he's speaking in this sort of very heavy voice. And again, his face is painted this kind of skull. And he's such an obvious kind of masquerade breach. It's surprising that he's walking around like that. But of course, Ashwood is just playing the usual game. He seems to play the usual responses, describing how you can find herself, ribbit. Seems to be making these private jokes. The individual getting angry when he controls himself. And then Ashwood just kind of slips him a note or a piece of paper on the table. He looks at it and seems very stubborn, as if he wants to do something but doesn't, and then just kind of turns. And he looks to you too, and kind of gives you like a very stern look and a sniff. You can feel his beast kind of poking out, sort of approaching you almost. But at which point he just sort of clicks his head away, decides to kind of walk off.
I guess Emily kind of arrived a little bit before James, not too much.
I'll leave it up to you. This all kind of happens similar. You want perhaps Emily, you was a bit here before. Eric, your PC has just kind of entered the room. You had to leave, and it's a similar experience to both of you. If there's any reactions, please tell.
Is the kindred with the obvious masquerade breach trying to leave the magician's knob?
Yes, he's trying to leave. Well, it's a bizarre thing. It's not a masquerade breach per se, but he definitely draws attention.
I'll just when he's like close to me, I'll say, "Well, hello, can I help you?"
He gives you a really stern look, and it's his very white eyes, very white, sort of pale, reflective eyes. All kindred eyes have that sort of pale reflectiveness about them, but these are very deep. And as you get close to him, that stench of death, and it's the sort of smell of bone, very sort of heavy bone, ash kind of smell comes off. His skin is kind of powdered slightly. And he looks to you, just sort of going, "Hello back, brother."
He'll look him up and down, and he'll just say, "You're looking for your sister?"
Or he raises a very heavy eyebrow and really gives you a squint eye. Just goes, "My sister, Elle. Yeah, I be looking for her."
He nods. Saw her a couple of nights ago.
He really gets close to you, and he's a tall fella. He is like 6'4", definitely taller than you. Very broad shoulder, very heavy frame, not muscly, but just heavy sort of frame. And he does have like these bullets and belts that are just labelled around, and spikes on his gloves and his knuckles, and his teeth do kind of. He shows his teeth in a very sort of menacing, heavy way, and smiles at you as if trying to be polite. "Have you heard anything of my sister? I would be so grateful."
I'll look to the table with Emily at it. Let's have a seat, shall we?
He looks and sees the other kindred. Of course, he senses the presence of another beast, that sense of another kindred. And there's not many people in the room. there's not many people there. So he doesn't feel the need to keep quiet, to keep sort of silent. So he kind of walks over and he gestures for you to walk ahead. He kind of walks near your table, but he keeps at least a meter distance. He stands. He keeps like a good sort of meter distance from you. He doesn't sit or keep quiet.
I know where your sister is.
Do you know where my sister is? Who this man gave to me? He points to Ashwood.
Yeah. Didn't know that. I guessed things. But the thing is, she's in the possession of someone, and that someone really likes her. Maybe she can be given away for a price, that is. You really like your sister, don't you?
Oh, you're pushing things now, man.
Emily would just cut in almost immediately and just say, well, you are talking to the sheriff of this city, so.
Oh, he lets out a laugh. Just saying, oh, this is the sheriff that I've been hearing so much of. I thought, yeah,
A bit taller. Everyone says that. No, no one.
Where's your minigun? Where's your blood of the martyrs?
I don't keep it on me.
So you're the Crimson Council lot that decided to come back into the city.
Just like you, Cappadocian.
Seems my sister's been talking to the wrong people. She was never quite right. Too trusting she was.
Yeah, she talked a lot about you as well. Me and my brother's gonna talk to you. Me and my brother's gonna ask questions. Me and my brother, me and my brother, me and my brother.
Well, I was a bit delayed. Had all kinds of tasty things on the way. But I'm here now, and I've been informed of the circumstances on my sister. And I just simply want her back. I'm sure an agent bound by the council would acknowledge another kindred's friendly request now.
Yeah. I'll talk to the person involved. See if we can't arrange a deal. But with that at hand, you are to swear that you're not to follow me. You are to swear that you're not to intervene or steal back your sister, because that would cause more problems. And you're not to fight this person.
He pauses. I bow to the council. I will not fight this person. I will not cause pain to this person. I will not steal back my sister. This I swear by the Old One, by the Deathly Shadow, and by his cloak and scythe.
You forgot one thing.
Oh.
You will not follow me.
Forgive me, dear agent of the council. I forget. I swear I will not follow you. I cannot guarantee whether the Reaper's shadow will.
I'm gonna fucking do a wit's empathy on this motherfucker because he's a lying son of a bitch. I know
it. Yeah, fair enough. It'd be really bad, you know, for a fact, yeah, to just for someone to go and swear for the council and then not do it. It's like big time stuff. That's like, yeah, you can kill him. This would be versus your wit's empathy versus his manipulation subterfuge. Not that good. He's only about 4. Oh, I think you got a few 10s there. He's only got the 1 success. So yeah, you beat him. He's not lying. You can tell he's.
That's exceptional as well.
Oh, exceptional as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, right. He's not lying. You definitely get the sense that he's not lying. He won't do anything. He won't touch anything. But there's something there. He's tricking you out of something. But you're not sure what. He has that gloating superiority, that sense that he will be doing something. But he knows, he's confident enough to know that you can't harass him about it.
Shit. You're gonna send Ghost after me, aren't you?
And oh, you got him there. He raises an eyebrow and goes, how cruel, how devious do you think I am to send my fellow brethren after the sheriff of London, no less? Yeah, I wouldn't think of doing such a thing.
Swear by it. You won't do it.
He sort of lowers his arms and really a bit frustrated and just goes, I swear me, none of my kind or the deathly shadows. I keep mixing the accents up. Deathly shadow will stalk you or your friend who has my sister.
I'll talk to her. I'm sure we can come to an agreement about your sister.
We Cappadocians know a great deal of the dead, and there has been so much death in London recently. And with that, it kind of gives you a wink.
This here, and he extends his hand, showing Emily, is Miss Stevenson. Miss Stevenson, please introduce yourself to. And he looks to the man, expecting a name.
Bo, you may call me. That's literally Bo with a B-O.
Right. Bo. Name's Emily Stevens. And, yeah. Nice to meet you.
Now, he looks, as you speak, as you sort of speak to him, he really gets interested and starts to sniff. And he actually leans a bit closer. Oh, and you can tell, obviously, what he's looking at. He's looking at the scars on your mouth and on your throat, the surgery that's been performed, and he's giving it a big whiff of your smell of death. Miss Stevenson. Such a lovely, lovely perfume.
Yeah, I bet it is.
All right. I won't bother the dear sheriff and his respectable, deaf Emily any longer. I'll leave you.
As he's going out, I'll go into my pocket, procure a business card to him, and just hand it to him.
He grabs, and as he grabs, he kind of he just gives you a nod and then walks. And because he got so many successes earlier, I'll give you this exceptional. As he walks away behind a kind of a corner, or behind a kind of a door frame, a doorway, you don't hear the doors open. You don't hear the bar doors open. Actually, you don't hear any footsteps. You don't hear anything. It's as if he's just kind of vanished or disappeared from the thing. And I'll give that to Eric, your James's PC only, because you've got the exception. You're the one that notices that off the cuff.
So, Stevenson, nice to see you here. I'm right, just about to pop in and pop out. I'll be right out.
Right. I thought I'd go here and talk to people.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, as you look around the bar, there aren't many people to talk to. And the only person that you see, the girls with roller skates seem to be bored, twiddling their thumbs. It's somewhat of a ghost town. The only person you do see is Ashwood, of course, he's always here. And he seems to be throwing cards into an empty hat. But of course, he seems to just always have these cards in his hand. They seem to just keep appearing as he keeps throwing them in the hat.
Give me a moment while I speak to Ashwood real quick. Would you?
Sure.
And James stands up and just walks over to the counter, just to, Ashwood.
As you do, you see Ashwood. He is not happy. He's actually quite depressed and quite sad and glum and bored as he's
Slow night.
throwing these cards in. And he just goes, and he just looks at you. And of course, he's aware of everything that's just happened. It's quite a loud conversation. And he looks to you and just goes, oh, fucking. Yeah, come in here. I ask you a simple thing. Just keep it mellow, keep it quiet, keep it neutral. Now look what's happened. Clientele have been scared off.
Good thing. Less people getting away with poisoning people with alcohol.
I didn't just sell alcohol. I sell all kinds of brands. Alcohol's the cheapest thing in this bar. I sell potions and love stories. I sell anything that titillizes, tantalizes, and subjugates. Alcohol.
Do you buy things?
These eyebrow tweaks. He smiles, twirls the moustache, and just, of course, we are trading premises. All things are purchasable here.
Let's do an old, asking questions kind of game.
So he just smirks and giggles like.
I guess you have some questions.
Questions and offers. I'm a businessman first. I've already seeked out all the knowledge I need. But there's always a few questions, curiosity, or anything. What to tell me that? He kind of smirks a bit and just, well, tell me, what does the mighty sheriff of London want from little old me? The man himself, they claim, killed a martyr.
He'll sit down at the bar stool and here he'll just say, well, you ask the first question.
He puts his hand on the table and there's a glow about it. There's a glow that goes around it. And he says some sort of words or spoken words that you don't quite understand, but you grasp their meaning, you grasp the power of what he's saying. And they're words of truth, spoken in many languages, spoken in many alien languages, a language of the universe itself almost. And he looks to you going, you willing to put your hand down?
Yeah, put my hand down. Let's stop right before and say, you're not gonna drain any blood, are you?
To be honest, let's just say I've got some new supply.
All right. So I agree to your terms of speaking the truth, I guess. And I put my hand down.
As you put it down, it kind of connects to the bar. And it kind of binds itself to the bar. You can't remove your hand. And actually, you kind of realize the full amount of the spell, like the full amount of what he's done. And you realize it's not just him doing it, it's the bar. The bar itself is kind of binding you there. And your beast is not liking this, by the way. Your beast is really reacting badly. It does not want to do this. But we won't do any tests at the moment. We're fine at the moment. But it's just to kind of role play it, to realize it. But it's that sensation of truth, speaking the truth. And if not, something will happen.
What do you want to know?
What do you really want in London?
That's funny. Easy question. I want to bring fucking order.
And he pauses as if expecting something else. And then this is a truthful answer. I'm assuming it has to be truthful of your character, and then
Yeah. That's what he wants to do.
That's what he wants to do. So literally, and it's blue. Your hand is still blue. Nothing else happened. And he's somewhat surprised. Generally surprised. A sheriff that actually wants to bring order. How intriguing. And he cocks an eyebrow, twists his little moustache. An eye for an eye, question for question. Go ahead.
Who within this establishment has talked to the Hound?
Now that he kind of wants to say something. He needs to say something, as if he's about to say something, but then
You're gonna skip out on the deal, Ashwood?
No, it's not. It's not matter about that. And he pauses as if he's trying to say it, but then it doesn't happen. And then he looks to you, smiling, going, "I have a lot of power in this place, but rules are rules. Business and client confidentiality, Rule 86. All terms and conditions of clientele private in establishment of the bar. The magician's not. Not even I can overrule that."
I guess I get another. I guess I get another question then.
Yeah, it's an invalid question. You can ask again. He's angry because he realizes that you're smarter than you look. You've not read the rules, but you've assumed them quite.
So you can't talk about people within the bar, but you can't talk about people outside the bar.
He pauses and just thinks, what makes you think I've been outside this bar?
I never assumed such a thing. I just said.
Look, I know a great deal. I know many things. But out there in the world, that's business. I only know what's in here. This bar's my life. It's my duty, my responsibility. Now, I'm happy to trade you some secrets, some information. But yeah, I'll give you some advice. Dinner and clients is private. Now, that's the rule of the bar. Not even I can go against that. All right. Equal here. Those are the rules.
Where is Cassandra Weather?
He puts one hand over his eye. And as he does so, he kind of he really focuses, and you see him kind of showing something. Beyond the veil I look, beyond the sea. As it is above, as it is below. She, on a steed of iron, she climbs. She runs, she flees, she hides. Lower London, hidden from sight. The DLR, engine of might. 3 stops in from Stratford Square. You'll find her bloody as a mare. And with that, it kind of snaps out of it as if some sort of vision or some sort of bizarreness. Whether you understand that, it's the grasp of the DLR, speed, metal, steam, engine, something. 3 stops in from Stratford Square. I'll give you some more clues to that later. Don't worry.
Yeah. I kind of figured it out already.
Yeah, I'm sure you can figure it out already, but we'll work it out later.
Yeah.
But he pauses, and at that point, he kind of he leaves his hand as if that's enough. That's all I needed. Interesting. You're asking for a little girl, Cassandra of all people. Now that's information worth selling.
It is. The funny thing is, like, questions is always, both ways. I hope you enjoyed yourself, Ashwood. And when I bring
wait. Before you go, I'm always disappointed, kid. Any interesting questions and information, never about the taste or flavors of this bar could present you. Annoys me to high heaven. The older kindred, they had appreciation for finer tasting. But we have a proposition for you.
For me.
Yeah. As an agent of the council, and we are aware of the council, its purpose, and you've applied yourself well as sheriff, and you have answered truthfully before us. A simple proposition I offer you. Are you willing to listen, at least?
He sits back on the bar stool, nods.
Now, this doesn't just apply to you, but any member of the Crimson Agents little group. As I
Miss
know,
Stevenson, come over here, please.
She has already perked up. She's honestly, she's been looking at this quite fascinated, a little bit freaked out, but she's not that far away. She's been looking at all of this, and she just comes a bit closer and just looks at it, Ashwood, and just seems to be at attention.
Look, we have a strict rule of neutrality. We don't interfere, we don't go outside. We apply to the rules of those in charge of the city or residence that we are in. But in times of war, neutrality is confusing, mixed. Offers must be made, protection sworn, business must conclude. We can agree on this, yes?
Yeah. And I'll look to Miss Stevenson as well.
He looks to her and he's like, now, I know she's one of your kind, but can I see some official approval from her behalf? And he kind of points to the wrist, as it were.
And she shows it and makes the thing light up.
Yeah, as you do, he kind of even feels it. Like he just waves his hand around it, and there's a resistance as if he's feeling it. He's going, oh, yes, very genuine, very genuine. Oh, such power. Very well. Now, this offers for you and for any other criminal. Guarantee my terms. I'm perhaps willing to give further information, bend some slight rules, not break, but bend, under certain conditions. And if these conditions are met, I'm happy to appeal to the agent of the council. As long as this establishment may reside here afterwards, if the lights perhaps are removed, and continue business unaffected by their laws or by their agents.
Of course. Your business is not to be harmed. However, the thing is, as always, I am just a pawn and a cog in the machine. I work for the coming prince. But I will speak on your behalf to the prince when that day comes.
And he nods. Now, he would never trust you before, but because you have appeared true before the hand, and he sees that you are here to restore order and law, he would never take this under consideration otherwise. It's obvious. He seems to really pause and look and go, my conditions are this. I will help, assist, give it further information, free of charge, mind you, a rare deal in this establishment, on the dealings of the enlightened, the whereabouts, their particulars. Up to my interpretation, up to me to divulge as I wish, of course, but you will be given that information. And I will give you this under some simple terms. One, yes, after this war is concluded, this bar is not to be touched. The hidden alley is not to be touched or applied by your laws, as it always was before. These terms are, I'm sure, quite agreeable. The other terms are, I wish for a regular supply of kindred vitae. I do not care from the source, just as long as a token is given each month. A small amount, not much, just a small amount. And thirdly, I wish to make a bid on certain locations, not to own or control, but allow for my voice to be heard by the prince when the time comes for the purchasing of 2 particular locations. I'm sure the sheriff would guarantee such an offer.
I can't guarantee any offer, but I will guarantee that I will talk to the prince when the prince is established. And plead to him that he will listen to reason.
Just out of curiosity, what looks to the sheriff? What kind of properties are we talking? Buckingham Palace or something?
As I said, I won't presume to claim these places for my own, just merely that I'm allowed to bid fairly as any other kindred is allowed to. One is Greenfield, a small plot on top of a hill where a tree is located. The second is beneath the college ruins, the University of London. A small plot, small bit of land. The rest of the college anyone can have, just this one tiny spot, at least 3 meters wide, 4 meters. 3 to 4 meters, definitely.
Did he just out of character, did he just want the place that we just had a meeting?
Yes, ironically enough, is exactly the same spot where you had a meeting.
You mean Green Park?
Yes, it's in Green Park, the tree we met at.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you say that out loud, or are you?
No. Just clarification. Just
yeah,
Emily...
he calls it Greenfield. Funny enough, but again, he's very old-fashioned.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
The sheriff shrugs and says, as I said, you can make a claim on it, but if the claim is denied or otherwise not accepted by the prince, you should be content with that answer.
And he smirks and smiles and goes, oh, yes. Yes, I'm sure he'll have that option upon him. I just need an official recommendation. I know how you kindred work. Unless one of you kindred inform or discuss, the morals, others of the hidden realm are just considered nothing, especially to the council. Oh, take your time. I'll leave you be. Those are my offer. That is my offer. That is my discussion. carry on checking the stockroom. Elves, tidy up. He kind of gestures for them to like places.
One more thing, Ashwood.
Oh yes.
You said, you want people, kindred, to come in here and drink your finer vintages, and I only had water. Is that considered my first drink free on the house?
As I said, rules are rules. The first drink is free. But for the sake of friendship, I'm happy to bend the rules this once.
I want the blood of an angel.
Now that he pauses, and it's as if he's about to give you whatever you want, but then his hand actually crunches before you. His hand crushes, cripples, and as if it's crushed by a higher force, and just simply goes to the end of the bar going, "Fuck! Why do you have to ask for that, you prick?"
Emily is just staring at it, looks at the sheriff and just, what the hell? Just,
You fucking idiot! You don't know what you've just said. You don't know what you're doing. You're paying. They will look at us. They'll see us.
I retract that. By the way, I changed my mind. Just normal human blood would satisfy my thirst for now.
As instantly, he kind of just, his hand just flicks back into normality and back into whatever reason. And instantly, like a drink appears before you. And it appears really harshly and actually kind of spills on you slightly. If it's just not accurate, it's not as polite. And he really looks at you, better pay attention, boy. Now, I'm being friendly here. I'm trying to do you a favor. And you're shouting stuff like that out. And you don't know what your eye is being drawn to you. There are bigger things than us out there. Things that will eat us as if we were nothing. They'll not just kill us, they'll destroy everything you were. They'll destroy your reality itself. Now, you may up for that. I'm not.
He'll just take, the blood and just gulp it down in one big swig and say, "You're really fucking scared, aren't you?"
Because I'm fucking smart. I've been around long enough and I've seen enough to know there's always something bigger than you. And it's best sometimes to not look in certain places.
Ashwood, I'm really sorry about that. I just needed to confirm that this was real.
It's as if he kind of turns away and he's as if he's kind of emitting a silent prayer. It's not magical or anything. He's just emitting a kind of silent prayer to himself. Whatever evils that happened just then or before you, not me. But then he just gestures, take your time, discuss it amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. And he's still holding his hand as if, this is the first time you've seen him scared. You've never seen this man terrified of anything. He seems to be playing with you like as if you were children. It's the first time you've seen him really genuinely scared, as if you did something just then that's really caused a bit of a problem. But he walks away.
I just finished the drink and looks to Miss Stevenson and says, "Miss Stevenson, I'm sorry for all the commotion. I'm going home."
right. Right. So, okay. You needed to confirm. She whispers. You needed to confirm the existence of what, angels?
Within the Shun Club, she told us about angels, demons, and everything like that. I just wanted to fucking ask. And by the reaction, we know what we're up against.
Ah, fuck. Emily will say out somewhat loud. And she just says, oh, well, fuck me. Shit. Yeah, I guess we need some fucking people to, like, I'll find someone. And she just kind of shakes her head and just like, do you know if there's like a place where the police hang out or something? Maybe I can talk to some of them. Maybe some of them, who knows, maybe some of them train in them. She thinks for a second. It's clear that Emily just got an idea. It's just, wait, I may have an idea.
All right.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. And she just kind of nods.
Otherwise, Luna Bar, Jazz Club, most of the Central Police force goes there. Takes a few pints.
I don't think that's the best way for me to do it because it's yeah.
No worries. And he'll follow you out, and as you know, you exit, he'll nod to you and take another way. Walking away, lighting up a cigarette.
Emily puts on the scarf again, just covering the most clear Frankenstein stitches on her face, and she will just take another route out. For the moment, as she walks away, the thought of this, whoever it was in the catacombs, these tunnels, that they're actually more concrete in what she said, which actually meant what she said, that they're up against something that isn't just humans with a certain spunk to them. That is actually concerning her a great deal as she leaves.
And I think, sorry, all players have left. So,
Yep.
Under that note, we will happily end scene at the now somewhat empty and desolate Magician's Knob, where a deal has been offered. Perhaps it'll be made. But all we know is there is more divine purpose in the city than before, I believe. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show.